I think we can all agree that Lyme disease is a debilitating disease, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what the steps your department has done within our parks, what you are doing, and how we can help as a legislature in combating this disease, which is so prevalent. And I think there are so many other, let's say, offshoot illnesses that are attributed to this, which is just debilitating.
Yeah, no, thank you for raising that. And it's a complex issue for us. Number one is it's the greatest number of workers' comp cases we have are from Lyme disease and tick bites. Because we got staff out there in the forest and in the fields and the trails and such. So it's a big issue for our employee safety, and it's a big issue for the visitors of the state parks and forests. And obviously, we want people to visit, we want people to recreate. It's so important for their health and every other way, but they must do it safely. And then next week or the week after, we're doing a public safety statewide media event. I think Deputy Secretary Walsh and our Director of Outdoor Recreation are going to do a piece with the Department of Health to talk about staying safe from ticks and not just Lyme disease, but powassan and some of the other emerging threats. And again, Department of Health and DEP. DEP does the monitoring, and when Secretary McDonald's up, he can tell you all about that. But they're finding, prevalence of ticks. And the other thing is with Department of Ag, if you notice, they eliminated from a law that forbids the purchase of some plants. What's the plant that?
Barberry.
Barberry, yeah, Japanese barberry has been used as an ornamental, but it's a tick haven, and it's invasive. It spreads across the landscape, so they've eliminated barberry from the nurseries across the Commonwealth, and that will certainly help. And in my personal experience, I've seen the tick barberry connection. So, and then Senator Brooks has really helped craft a relationship with East Stroudsburg University and we send ticks that our staff have found on themselves. We send them East Stroudsburg for testing to get immediate data on the prevalence of disease. So it's absolutely a big issue. And would you like to add something?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I was itching to add in there. So Senator Brooks did secure, I believe it was $1.5 million this past year to do some tick research. So we DCNR is working with East Stroudsburg University, and basically what they're doing is we want to try to work within our state parks to Sorry. So we're looking at deer ticks, and deer ticks are generally carried. Part of their life cycle is through mice. So we want to be able to inoculate those mice. And East Stroudsburg is working with us on this, but to inoculate those mice so that they don't have the deer ticks, so that they don't give the deer ticks, and basically breaks that life cycle. And it's looking rather promising, and we'll be starting that study this summer.
Thank you. And then one final quick question. Is it correct that I'm looking at the budget that there's no allocation for funding for the eradication of the spotted lanternfly this next year?
We're still very much involved in helping Department of Ag. Our forest pest folks are doing research on parasitoids, but
I think from last year it was allocated, I think, $200,000. This year it's no.
We don't have any additional funding. We'll use. So we're getting the $5 million, or if it's appropriated, the $5 million for Lymantria. We can use Environmental Stewardship Fund to help. We're also working with Department of Agriculture, U.S. Department of Agriculture, and Penn State on dealing with spotted lanternfly.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.